This is Ankit. We are also training provider for all niche technologies on SAP. Okay, mostly our focus is cloud areas. We have left providing training on on-premises. So, like these are the generally courses what we conduct, and we have confirmed schedule for all of this. Yeah, and we keep conducting these type of workshops. These are recordings of previously conducted workshops. If you are interested in future workshops, so to guys, next week we have again a workshop on automating BTP landscape using Terraform. I already told you these are the courses we offer. If you guys are interested in any of these, you can let us know. Yeah. And our trainings are not the mediocre ones. We really do it in real systems. We have Cloud ALM, License System Access, Signavio, LeanIX, DataSphere, SAC, Tricentis. Generally have open only, which is more relevant to Cloud LM sessions. Okay, so today we are going to explore integrations of all of this. So generally in our Cloud LM course, we really cover in live integration of all of this in front of you in the class live. Okay, with all these tools. So there are 13 integration points with real scenarios. So just wanted to help you. Even today's session is a bit more on what all integrations are available, why we are doing it. Okay, maybe a quick walkthrough on the system as well in these aspects. Definitely, Shiva is going to help you with the agenda for today. So that's all from my side. Shiva, over to you.
Firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Shiva, and I do have 12 plus years of experience in solution manager and cloud ALM. And in my core expertise is like handling cloud ALM projects in real-time environments. And I'm also corporate trainer. And yeah, so coming to today's agenda, first we will going to have a quick intro about cloud ALM and its capabilities. And we already done one workshop on you know discussing end to end like how cloud LM is going to help and what are the portfolios or capabilities they are providing. You can go through that video also. But in today's agenda, we are going to discuss about the advanced scenarios of cloud LM and integration with the different SAP non-SAP components and how they are going to helpful in the real-time environment. So yeah, this is the agenda. So where we are going to discuss about the integrated toolchain concept where LeanIX, Signavio, and Tricentis, how they're going to be play a vital role in real-time project scenarios when you are going to be in a transformation and business process optimization projects. And we are also going to have a discussion on change deployment concept, which is in a hybrid mode, like where we're going to cover the combination of both private and public solutions. And then we are going to have a discussion on the integrations with the ticketing tools and DevOps tools like Azure DevOps tools, Jira, and also a workflow, solution like build process automation and how those are helpful in application lifecycle management tools like Cloud ALM in real-time projects, how they are going to helpful, what is the purpose of using those. And along with that, we are going to have a discussion on Cloud ALM APIs and open telemetry concept and Cloud ALM operations part. We are not going to discuss. We already done a video, kind of a initial workshop on that. You can go through that videos. But in that, I'm going to tell you what are the recent AI use cases involved in Cloud ALM operation portfolio. So that we are going to discuss. And lastly, we are going to discuss about the business transformation center like BTC, which comes into picture when you're going to handle the kind of a selective data transmission in your project. So yeah, so this is the today's agenda. SaaS solution and ready to immediate consumption. And for Rise with SAP subscription projects, it's a free of cost. This Cloud LM is going to support both private and public solutions both. So it's a kind of a hybrid lifecycle management tool which supports your projects. Either your customer is in on-prem or in private edition or in the public cloud also. So these are the different capabilities they are offering, like implementation capability, transformations, operations, and services. Implementation is the one which is going to helpful during the implementation of your projects. Either it can be a blue field, brown field, or green field, whatever. And transformation is something kind of a selective data transmission. So during the time, how the particular transformation is going to work, why the cloud line capabilities, and operations is the one once your systems went go live, and how this particular operations capability helps in detecting the health behavior of your systems, and from there how you can survive without having business downtime. So and service is something which is kind of a one of the capability providing via the Cloud ALM to raise CQC check reports, EW reports, and all the stuff. So yeah, these are the different capabilities. Yeah, the first topic what we are going to discuss is like integrated toolchain concept. So before discussing about what is exactly the integrated toolchain concept, we'll first discuss about why we need it exactly. So today we know, right? So most of the customers are transitioning to S4, like kind of a transformation phases every customer is in. So to convert their SAP transformation projects into successful mode, they require a collaboration across, enterprise architecture and business process intelligence, quality assurance and data integrity and user enablement. All these things are needed, right? So in order to collaborate all these particular portfolios like enterprise architecture, business process and system orchestration and change management and quality assurance, we need, customers are facing a lot of issues during their transformations, like some of the top challenges when they are analyzing their system, like they're very unclear and outdated, broken business process existed in their customer landscapes, and data migration bottlenecks and poor data quality, and over customization, and their core system is in a bloated state where it is against to the clean core concept. So, and manual testing leads to delays and missed defects. So these are the top challenges where customers are facing. So SAP keep in mind, and they released a integrated set of a tool concept, which is a SAP Open Integration Framework, which helps in customer aligning the I mean to say aligning the transformation lifecycle right from analysis and planning to execution. So in order to align all this, like SAP introduced a concept called integrated toolchain concept, and this toolchain helps in alignment of the customer transformation projects right from analysis and planning to execution. So if you see in the screen, the integrated toolchain concept is a combination of LeanIX, Signavio, and Cloud ALM. So LeanIX is the enterprise architect tool where it provides you a 360-degree overview about of your customer landscape, how the applications and how your business capabilities and how different business processes and how they're working, like different business processes called order to cash, procure to pay, like these different business processes, how they are presently, how automated they are, is there any slowness in the business process, how to remodify those business processes, and what are the IT components are there in your customer landscape to get a 360-degree overview and gain a control of your customer IT landscape. LeanIX is the tool which helps doing that. So it's a enterprise architect tool. So it's a kind of a tool which helps in getting all the data from the cloud ALM for analysis the customer landscape. So if you see here, LeanIX is the architecture view, what IT we have and what to keep and remove. So via LeanIX, you can do all that analysis, and Signavio is the solution offered by SAP as a part of business process designing and redesigning and business process optimization purpose also, like it analysis how business existed today and how we need to shape it for tomorrow for better business. So how business was today and how it should work for tomorrow, like via Signavio you can do that. And Cloud LM is the one where it helps in governance your the transformation projects, how we are going to manage, deliver, and monitor the particular transformation via the combination of LeanIX and Signavio. So that is how the integrated tool chain concept combination is going to work. So initially, your landscape components is going to have in Cloud LM. From there, you are going to sync to LeanIX, and during your transformation projects, you are going to analysis your entire customer landscape. From there, you will find what needs to keep and what needs to improve and what needs to remove, which is not involved in the business process. So as a part of cost cutting, you are going to do all those things in the LeanIX, and business process redesigning and business process optimization, everything you're going to do in Signavio. From there, once you completed the process optimization, you will sync to LeanIX to map your current IT landscape with the business processes. Post these two integrations, you are going to forward that new architecture to Cloud LM to convert that task into an actionable items by creating a requirements, user stories, futures and all the concept. So that is how the integrated toolchain concept is going to work. So I will show you a kind of a demo and how it is going to be. So I'm moving to LeanIX screen. So can you confirm you're able to see this LeanIX screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
this is the LeanIX solution UI screen. So Mentor School is having the enterprise license on this LeanIX edition. So yeah. So
Shiva,
LeanIX is going to, yeah, sorry.
yeah, it's Hemant here. The Lean 3 and the Signavio, it is a free
Hmm.
services for the cloud ALM or the client have to purchase these services?
If you are going, if your customer is handling the Rise with SAP projects, then as a
Yeah,
bundle, they are going to initially get. But if it is out of that, then normally they need to purchase that one.
no, but my client is a platinum client, so he has taken everything as a bundle.
Okay. Then what's your,
So it is an additional
Yes.
service. If it is not the premium client, then it will be additional service. You want to say that, right?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay, fine.
It's not Cloud ALM is only free of cost if you are under Rise with SAP subscription. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
also cost only, and that too only one tenant they are going to provide. If you are going to raise a request for the other tenant, even if you are in Rise with SAP, then it's a chargeable only. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
so this is the LeanIX initial tool. So if you see now, I'm going to show you how the integrated toolchain concept is going to provide a transparency across your transformation project. So if you see here, if you're going to talk about a LeanIX, fact sheet is the keyword which you're going to talk about. So now I'm going to show you how the LeanIX is integrated with the Cloud ALM. So if you see here, initiative fact sheet is one of the fact sheet. Fact sheet is nothing but storing a information of something. So in a Cloud ALM, we're going to create a projects normally, but in a real time, how it is going to happen is like customer is going to create their projects in the LeanIX. From there, they're going to sync to the Cloud ALM. I'm going to show you why they need to create in LeanIX instead of doing in Cloud ALM. So if you see here, this is the LeanIX screen where I'm in inventory section. So if you see here, when I'm going to create a new fact sheet, like workshop Interschool October 4th. So I'm creating a kind of a project, create and open. So let me open the Cloud LM screen also parallelly. So if you see here, this is the Cloud LM screen of Mentor School, and this and Mentor School is also having the premium edition for the Cloud LM. And yeah, this is the Cloud LM screen, and I'm clicking on the projects and setup. Right now, if you see, there is no kind of a project like saying workshop with October 4th. So I created a project and I'm going to log into Agile tracking and set up a project, SAP Cloud ALM, and export to Cloud ALM and create and sync. So now what I'm doing is like, as a part of me, like let us consider we are in a kind of a project under transformation cycle. And initially we going to create a project in the LeanIX to sync with the Cloud ALM to work on particular requirements, planning tasks and all the stuff. So if you see, I created a project and I synced with the Cloud ALM. So if you see here, if I try to refresh, if you see, a project got created, workshop Mentor School October 4th. So a project got created with external integration LeanIX. So if when I'm going to click here, automatically it will route to the LeanIX solution. So if you see here, I created a project and it's synced here. Let me show you. Yeah, here. So if I try to do something here also, it's a bidirectional, syncing. So let me show you. Like if I go to any time boxes and if I try to uh, give any time ranges, like let us consider randomly like this. When I click on save,
Sure,
if
only
I go
the
to,
project name will be synced. Like we can manage only the project name from LeanIX, right?
no, 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 no. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Okay. So if you see here, you see here automatically the details what I given there in Cloud LM, it's synced to here also, right? And similarly, you can sync another related information like what are all the particular requirements in the form of user stories, requirements, project tasks, roadmap tasks, all there under particular project. You can sync again to LeanIX. And so this is how usually the LeanIX and Cloud ALM Signavio, ALM integration is going to work. And let me show you why we need to do this one. So if I go to inventory part again, so
One,
let me show you. Yeah, sorry.
one doubt means
Yeah.
how it will be integrated. Means I know you click on the export and it will move to the cloud LM, but
Ah,
is there any prerequisite to set up between
that
LeanIX
that
and
we will cover during our trainings. Okay.
okay,
Yeah. So if you see why we you can ask me one question like why creating a LeanIX and replicating into Cloud ALM, and again from there we are doing update to here and here. See, if you're in a project, if a stakeholder is going to be there, they're not going to log into each and every solutions what you have and how they're particularly and what is the status of those tasks, right? So usually consider an enterprise architect in your customer project. So he's the one who is going to handle the LeanIX EA tool, right? So usually if they want to report something status of that particular transformation related project to a stakeholders and stakeholder committee meeting people, so initially they need a kind of a one place to give you a overall information about the transformation project, right? Like if you see here of SAP, like we created one project called Cloud Transformation Project. So under this project, how many sub projects are there, and due to this, which platforms are getting affected? So if you see which platforms are getting affected, let us consider if you are working on a conversion project like ECC to S4. So it's a kind of a NetWeaver to ABAP platform environment you are conversing, right? So affected platform is a ABAP and NetWeaver. And what are the IT components are getting affected? What is the business context of it? Like let us consider you are working a kind of a conversion project. Along with the conversion, your customer is interested to do some process optimization where procurement is one of the business processes to do that optimization. So as part of that project, business context is also one of the agenda, right? So if you see here via the LeanIX to your stakeholders and stakeholder committee meeting in a single place, you can able to see what is the parent project, what are all the child projects, what is the affected platform, what is the IT components, what is the business context. So via this one, you will get like if via this procurement flow, what are all the projects are handling to do this business process optimization. Like this, it is going to give you overall information by doing this integration with the Cloud ALM and the Signavio. Like along with this, similarly in Signavio also, like if you see, if you're going to talk about the LeanIX and Cloud ALM, then initiative fact sheet is the one which is going to cover. If you are going to talk about the LeanIX and Signavio, why LeanIX and Signavio is needed is like let us consider you are in a business process optimization project, like one of the procurement or sales to order process flow needs to optimize and your customer is interested to do automation on that one. So during that time, what you need to do, you have to analysis your present existing landscape, how that particular business processes are working and how much automation you can do. Based on that, what kind of a process redesigning you have to do in that one, and what are all the IT landscapes and systems integrated to the particular business processes, how they are getting affected. So all these things, if you want to integrate and correlate and to check the interoperability between the business to IT landscape, then Cloud ALM, LeanIX is the one place where it helps you in integrating the Signavio and the LeanIX to show all the business context and all the stuff. Okay. So if you see here, we have the SAP Signavio solution also we have, which is an enterprise edition we have. So if you see, this is the SAP Signavio process collaboration hub, and this solution is also a enterprise license edition for mentor school. They're having the license for that one also. So during workshop, we are going to cover all these Signavio diagrams, how to create those and how to sync with Cloud ALM and LeanIX. Let me show you how the sync is going to work. Like normally, if you see, this is one of the business process diagram you have. So let us consider one business process optimization is done, that redesigning is done. From here you need to publish this diagram and you need to sync to Cloud ALM to create a requirements on top of the newly redesigned business process. So once you created a requirement in Cloud ALM, from there you are going to create a project task, user stories, features, and deployment of the change into the production. All these things happen. So how this sync is going to happen, I will show you. So it presently is in a drafted state. So you need to first initially publish this version, and once you published it, it will move to a green state. It's a published version. And now if you see here, we have an option sync with Cloud ALM. So once I click on confirm and sync, it is going to sync with the Cloud ALM. So that automatically this particular newly redesigned business processes under order to cash will reflect. If you see here, it reflected. When I click on open in SAP Cloud ALM, it's an SSO integration. And we are going to cover how this integration is going to work in the training classes. So let me show you now how. So if you see here, process ordering is one of the capability in Cloud ALM, which helps in customizing the customer business process flows. So if you see here, it linked here to Cloud ALM. So before working on further on Cloud ALM on these particular things, you need to publish this one. So you have to click on publish. So it will publish the solution, which means you will get an eligibility to work on the requirements from here. From here, you can able to create a, requirements, project task, user stories, and all the stuff you're going to do from here. So like this, it is going to show all the information from where you created, from how, what is the initial source. It's a Signavio. So like that is how it is going to show all the information. So this is how the Cloud ALM with Signavio and LeanIX with Signavio is going to work. And using, with this concept, you will achieve, like, in your transformation projects, you will drive the project very clarity, even though if your customer landscape is in a complexity. Why? Because LeanIX is the initial place where it will going to show you what are all the IT components existed and how the particular IT components integrated with your existing business processes called order to cash, sales, procure to pay, finance, and all the stuff, and how to do the business process optimizations, and what are the custom code needs to remodify as part of S4 transformation project. What are the things you need to take based on the change in market dynamics? You can take quick decisions by using this LeanIX integration with the Cloud ALM and Signavio as a concept of integrated toolchain concept. So yeah, so this is how the integrated toolchain concept is going to work. So if you see here, we all have the premium license editions where we are going to cover during the training classes how this particular integration is going to work. In depth, we are going to cover, even we are going to cover how the particular what token is going to call when that particular action is happening from LeanIX to Signavio, Signavio to Cloud ALM, again bidirectional between these three solutions. So that is how the integrated toolchain concept is going to work. And coming to the next topic, hybrid change deployment concept. So if you see here, normally once you redesign your business process concepts and you sync it to Cloud ALM from Signavio, you are going to create a requirements. From that requirements, you are going to create a user stories, project tasks, subtasks, and all the stuff. So once you created all the project task, consultant is going to assign for those tasks, right? So once they done, once they received those tasks, well, they're doing the configurations and modifications or custom code adaptations in the development system, which is the initial source system. They need to capture those changes, right? So change and deployment concept in a Cloud ALM, what we call in Solution Manager, we used to call it as a CHA. In Cloud ALM, we call it as a change and deployment concept. So in this Cloud ALM, we are going to cover both, change deployment concept of both private and public solutions. Like if S4 on-premises, like kind of a Rise with SAP S4 HANA solution, we are going to cover. Along with that, we are going to cover integration with the SAP integration suite. So both as a combination, by considering a real-time scenario, we are going to cover like how this hybrid change deployment concept is going to work. If you see the screenshots, these are the proof of concepts where we have the good integration and configurations where we already done, and we are delivering presently also for the present batches. So if you see the screenshots, like initially we are going to create a workbench and customization request from Cloud ALM, where it will create automatically in the backend respect to S4 systems, and from there we are going to create a TOC, and from there we'll import to respect to systems like qualities, GAMP, and production systems. During importing of those transports, we are going to do the checks also, how the checks are going to work all these things we are going to show during the training sessions, like how downgrade production is going to work, how cross-reference check is going to work. And if suppose while doing the checks, if we are going to face any issues, how we are going to sort those in a real-time scenarios. If suppose while running this checks, if there is no issue with the change what they capture in the transport, if the issue is related to technicality, like how the cloud element based system comes into picture to sort those issues, and how the integration concept is going to work, all those things we are going to cover. So as a part of change and deployment, what needs to be modified and how to deliver it safely into the production system via the deployment orchestration to the production. All these things we are going to cover, and it is an hybrid mode we are going to show, like considering one public cloud solution and one kind of an on-prem solution. It can be in a private mode or in a on-prem also. Okay, so if I show you as an example, if you see here, let me go to cloud ALM screen. I'm going to show you. So proof, like future is one of the capability in cloud ALM where you are going to work on change deployment concept. So if you see here, we have different set of projects where if you see we have one of the project. If I try to create a future, so future is one of the capability to capture the changes in the transports. So like workshop future, if I or like this, and when I click on save and close, it will create a future. So inside the future you need to create a transports. So as I said, hybrid deployment we are going to cover. Let me show you how we are going to. So if you see here, if I try to click on assign, it's going to show the existing ones. If you see, we have the backend S4 system configurations are there, integration suite are there, BAS application studio related things are there. So we are going to take a combination of two and we are going to cover those. So if you show, if you me show like this, you can assign, like if I click on both as a combination. So if I click on assign, it is going to show you as a combination. If you see, so parallelly via this feature, via this requirement, when I'm going to import into the production, as a part of that particular change you are going to do, if the change what you're going to do in production is a combination of the particular iflow in the CPI and a kind of a IDOC related information in the backend, where both needs to import parallelly to avoid a disturbance in between the flow. You can use this kind of a concept where importing parallelly to the target environments. And if I save and close, even you can directly create a transports also instead of assigning the already created ones. Like if you see here, you can create a transport and you can create parallelly both, or you can do at a time one transport each. If you see that my target tenant is 900, so it's showing. If I click on create parallel, it is going to create a two transports where creation schedule happen in the backend system. And uh, like it will trigger a one background job in backend system, and it will create those transports and it will change to the modifiable state. If you see, two transport got created and they convert into modifiable. So from here, the particular functional team use these transport changes to capture those, and from there we are going to import further into the respective systems. Like that is how the change and deployment concept is going to work. So yeah, so this is one of the example. So here, if you see, everything is configured and we are going to cover how it is going to work. Even we are going to cover involving API concepts also, like how with a like let us consider if your customer is using any kind of a another tools, how you can integrate directly to the cloud ALM to handle those change and deployment concepts also. Like API concept also you're going to involve while doing the change and deployment concept in a hybrid mode. Okay, so yeah, so let me go to
Question
the
and
next.
I guess Prasad is also having the same question. So can we import the TR using Cloud ALM?
Yes, yes, yeah. Let me, if you want me to show you that, I yes, we can do that. We Let me show you the existing ones. Status already deployed. Let me select the deployed ones. Yeah, if you see here, change and deployment testing. Yeah, if you see here, we already done this one. Like actually, I can show you now, but the point is like it needs to trigger those jobs. Like it will take around 15 to 20 minutes time to import till like we have the three system landscape is there. So it will take time to cover all these things. If you see here, where we already showcased one of the training class. Like if you see the history, so initially if you see status was implemented and TOCs got created and release of transport scheduled in A4H and deployment transport is scheduled in the next environment to 900 from 800 and status was changed to in testing. So once testing is done, it will change status to successfully tested and ready to production and deployment of transport schedule in production client. 200 is our production client and the status was changed to deployed. So it's a kind of a POC concept you can see clearly here. It is going to import via the Cloud ALM to the respect to backend managed systems. So there is no need to do any manual activity like logging into each and every system client and doing your configuration task capturing and importing manually. Everything is automated via Cloud ALM. And even let us consider you are working in a kind of a exchange and there is a you are working on some change and that but change related objects are also captured in another transport by another consultant. If you are trying to import that particular change using these particular import checks of cross reference check and downgrade production check, it is going to help you while importing the transporting Cloud LM saying that boss, this particular exchange related version is already existed. So if you are going to trying to import it, it will either overwrite or it will lead to some X situation. So please take care on that and change those things accordingly and re-import it again. Like that, it is having that intelligent behavior to intimate you without importing the transport blindly into the system. That is how highly optimized the Cloud ALM is as part of change and deployment concept. So all these things we are going to create as a scenario based in the training workshops. We're going to show you in a training in this kind of a workshops. If we try to cover such kind of a scenarios, it will take so much of time. So if you see here, this is the proof of a concept where we already done this. Okay. So coming
Shiva,
to
having a small doubt here.
yes,
Like, as we know from the solution managers, Charm is
Mhm.
converting the cloud area to CLM, cloud transport management, right? So
sorry.
the cloud transport,
Mm.
the things you said to give the like any changes are happening, the old changes or something new. So he will get key, nothing is going to change or it's going to override. So we have to provide the access for the developers also in the same area, or they can utilize the earlier days which we use for the CR creation, the same manner, how it will be.
No, actually here in Cloud ALM also we have the roles and authorizations concept. Like if you suppose if it is a
Yeah.
developer, they are going to have access only for creation of a TOCs instead of pinging directly repeatedly to the Cloud ALM and basis team to create a TOC and all the stuff. So we are going to do the role segregations to the respective teams. Based on that, they're able to do the respective actions. Okay.
So you want
Similarly,
to
how
say that
solution
we
manager
have to
Charm is going to
provide the
work.
access for the cloud ALM also to create the TOCs and do the work, right?
Yes, we need to provide access to the Cloud ALM. Yes, Cloud ALM is an application itself at the end. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So yeah. So
One thing, Shiva.
that is yes.
Do we have any ticket integration with the feature?
With the Jira, we have an integration. And if you see 2 days back, SAP released a new integration feature also called integration with the workflow management, which is a build process automation one, where we are going to cover in the training sessions. Right now, in this one, we are going to show you the Jira integration. Like once you created a feature in a Cloud LM, it will update in the Jira also. Like from Jira, you can update the respective statuses to the Cloud LM also that we are going to show you now. Okay. So
Is
if you
that
see
not
here, the
vice
next
versa?
vice
I
versa
mean, if we
also, vice versa
create
also.
Jira ticket, that won't create a feature.
Sorry, if
If
you
we create a Jira ticket,
Mhm.
will that in turn create a feature in Cloud ALM?
Yes, you can do that integration also. For that, you need
Okay.
a knowledge on SAP integration suite in a real-time project. So that combination of work is comes under combination of Cloud ALM basis team and SAP integration suite team. Why? Because Cloud ALM doesn't have the I mean to say third-party integration tools doesn't have direct integration capability of message transformations with the Cloud ALM. So for that, you need to use the Cloud ALM APIs, which are available via the Business Accelerator Hub, and by utilizing those APIs which are exposed for Cloud LM capabilities and using the transformation capabilities in SAP integration suite, you are going to do those tasks. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So coming to the next topic, external API management. So if you see here, so yeah, 1 second. So yeah, so external API management is the concept where we are going to integrate our cloud ALM with the different third-party tools like Azure DevOps tool, it's and the Jira build process automation and yeah, build process
MS Teams,
automation, SAP integrations. Sorry.
Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, Microsoft Teams. I'm going to show that one also now. Microsoft Teams also we are going to cover. So yeah. So if you see, like in a real-time project, like normally a kind of a seamless project executions, like your business people can create a features in Cloud ALM. As a developer or a consultant, if you are habituated to use and your customer is presently using Jira to, track all those things, during that time also parallelly along with the Cloud ALM, you can use those tools to have the seamless project execution, end-to-end traceability, and transparency and reporting on the tasks, and better collaboration across teams so that they know what they're doing, how the status are updating, how the project progresses. So if you see here, I will show you a demo. Now, again, I'm back to the Cloud LM screen. So if you see here, I am in the future section. So if I create a future here, when I click on feature here, so future replication to Jira. So if you see here, when I try to click on save, when I click on future replication to Jira, so here the future got created. Let us consider your business people got created, like created this requirement. So if you are a developer or consultant who are working on, Jira only, so you need to get an update, right? So on that, the particular request got created to work on. So if you see here, this is the Jira. So this is the Jira dashboard I am in. So if you see here, just now I created a feature in the Cloud ALM. If you see here, it replicated here, feature replication to Jira. So from here, when you try to update any status, you can do that one also here by assigning to you and trying to do the status updates. So for that, we are going to use the concept of webhook. And from there, once it receives to webhook, let me show you the integration flows, what we're going. So we are going to use this kind of a integration flows. Like once you updated the ticket, it will come to this particular integration flow. From there, it is going to call to this particular, API integration flow. So let me, okay, it didn't alert. Yeah, just me go back. So if you see here, it created a particular ticket parallel in the Jira also. Like this is how the integration is going to work from future to replication. Sorry, future to Jira. Let me show you about the project task with the DevOps integration, how it is going to be like overview. And now if you see here, when I go to the implementation sections, tasks, if I try to create any like let us say any project task. So if I try to create project task replication to Azure DevOps. If I try to click on save and close, yeah. So if you see, I created a project task replication to Azure DevOps. So it's a kind of a project task. So if you see here, now let me go to Azure DevOps. So this is the Azure DevOps one. So let me show you. Yeah, if you see here, just now I created that one. From here, if I try to do, see, project task replication to Azure DevOps. So if you see from here, I try to do doing, and if I try to click on save, we are going to use a concept of webhooks where now for demo, I'm going, like if you see here, we used a concept like webhook site where it is going to replicate that particular payload, whatever you're going to do that updates, and it's going to update in that particular site. From here, you're going to use as an input to the integration suite to capture the payload. And this is a, like, as I showed you, this is how it is going to be. Yeah. So if you see from there, it will, from the JSON payload, it will convert to XML converter. From there, we are going to take all the inputs, whatever we need, and we use some Groovy scripts and content modifier related stuff in CPI integration. And we are going to cover how this is going to work also in the workshops. And from there, we are going to use a kind of a concept request replay to update back to the SAP Cloud ALM. If you see here, this is the connectivity. So at the end, we are going to cover our Cloud ALM mentor spool screen with the property ID. So if you see here, we have this property ID. So property ID is the common reference point for the ticket what we created in the Cloud ALM and the Azure DevOps tool. Like if you see here, this project ID. This project ID is the one, and this is the custom JSON transformation mapping. So we are going to show you how that JSON transformation mapping is going to work and how it is going to help in doing that. If you see here in Cloud ALM, just for proof of concept, like we have everything configured, and if you see in the administration section,
Yeah,
external API management.
how the integration is established between ADO and Cloud ALM?
Via the integration suite right now, that is what I can say. But yeah, for more in depth how it is going to work, everything we are going to have a deep dive on training session. So yeah, so sorry for that. Yeah, so if you see, these are the proof of concepts where we already done MS Team integration, Jira integration, DevOps integration, SAP build process automation, futures, and all this stuff. And let me show you.
Shiva,
like
these
someone
all of the integrations are integrated with CPI and then come into Cloud ALM. Directly, it is integrated with Cloud
No,
ALM.
no, 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 no. If you are interested to update from Cloud ALM to Jira and Azure DevOps or ServiceNow or MS Teams, then via the external API management is the concept using particular Cloud ALM APIs which are available by Business Accelerator Hub. You're going to do that. If you want to update again in a bi-directional flow backwards to the Cloud ALM from those particular third-party integration tools, then Cloud Integration Suite is the one of the capability we have in the SAP portfolio to do the mapping and do the updates. Okay.
So
So
there,
if
you
you
want
see
to say
someone,
there are two ways to do these things. The integration of the Cloud ALM with the third party, you can do directly go ahead, or we can come by the CPI
No,
too
so
also.
one side flow, when data is going from Cloud ALM to those systems, it's happening. They have connector. But when you need to write back from third party to Cloud ALM, then you're using integration should in between. Because
You
those
yes,
understand
doesn't
the
doesn't have
kind of
connector
concept
directly, right?
here, like your central SLD kind of things, right?
sorry.
No, no, it's okay.
So integration suite, okay. So Cloud LM has capability to connect with Jira or third party, but those tools doesn't have capability to connect to Cloud ALM. So we have to
Direct
use
capability.
integration suite in between.
Yes. So those
No,
third
how
party
this
tools doesn't
integration,
have the
how this integration is developed? Like, how do you set up this integration?
Yeah, like we have done all the configurations, we have done all the connectors. So during the sessions, we really cover each and every step to make all of this work in both the direction.
okay.
Hi, Shiva.
We do step by step in the class. So training
Hello.
takes
Okay,
50
fine.
hours of time. We're just trying to cover in 2 hours something. So he's just giving quick overview of all of it.
So this is what the external API management is going to be. So in that training sessions, we are going to cover what is a webhook, how the transformation mappings is going to be, how the external API subscriptions are going to happen, how those are interrelated with the destinations to call those REST APIs and all the stuff. So let me show you another use case scenario of build process automation one. So as usually, if you are going to work in a real-time projects, when you are going to create a kind of a requirement, initially, once your business expo, like as a consultant, if you create any requirement, you have to get that requirement first approved by your line of business export lead. Then you consultant is going to start work on that one, right? So let me show you how that particular flow is going to work. So let me show you. Now I am in implementation section. So when I click on requirements, so when I click on create the requirement check from SBPN. So here what I'm going to show you, like once I created a requirement, it will send a mail to your line of business export. Let us consider you're working on a kind of a SD team, like sales order team, sales and distribution team, and you have a requirement to work on particular kind of a functional customization. So before you are going to work on that particular change, you need to get approved by your lead of particular line of business, right? So for that, they first need to approve it. So for that, if you are a consultant going to create a kind of a requirement, so once you click on save, it will send an acknowledgement, a kind of a mail to your line of business expert. Now I'm going to just recreating the scenario. Like if you see, once I created this requirement, now before I'm going to start work, I need to send a requirement for approval. So I change the status to ready for approval. So if you see, approval got requested. So if I go to my external API subscription management, so if you see here, it is going to trigger a workflow. So it triggered a workflow, a kind of a workflow it is going to trigger. And if I try to click on do capturing, if you see here, I created a requirement check from SBPA. Just now I created this requirement, and if I want to save, if I want to reject or approve, so let me consider if I reject this, we can update a description why, what is the rejection. And if I try to click on reject, it will update automatically here also.
So guys, we were moving between business build process automation and
Solution
ALM
and
screen.
Cloud ALM screen. So if you see here, it got rejected automatically. I didn't do anything. As a proof, let me show you. Like if you see here, if I go to history, see, API is the concept. So here we use the concept. API is the concept. So if you see, API changed approval from ready approval to rejected, and automatically the respective requirement status also changed to not planned. So that is how in a real time, how the BTP build process automation is going to plays a crucial role as part of external API management to get a requirements. So during our training sessions, not only the requirements, even with the futures also. Like normally in a real-time landscapes, when you are going to import the transport into the production, you need to get approve the transport by your change manager, deployment manager, right? So once you have that particular transports, instead of sending mails or having a kind of a common teams collaboration calls, you can like in a cloud ALM projects, usually like where we work for multiple customers, considering these scenarios where they will build process automation to automate this flow, so that they will get a mails automatically. Once that particular transport imported into quality testing done, they will deployment managers will receive a mail saying that this particular change got tested, these are the outcomes. So when if the deployment manager having a call with that particular lead, functional lead, to whether they satisfied with this functional testing or not. So if they said satisfied and everything is okay, then they're going to approve that particular change to the production. From there, based on the deployment schedule time, whatever you're going to do in the deployment manager in Cloud ALM, it will import automatically to the production, and it will send mail to the owner of that particular transport. Okay, like that is how in a Cloud ALM you can automate. So we are going to cover these things in a training class in depth, how the API callings is going to work, how to use this build process automation tools. In every stuff I'm going to show you. So we are going to have particular these particular workflows. Like we are going to have these particular workflows. Let me show you. So this is the process automation flow which I used right now, which I showed you, right? So let it load. So and everything is going to captured here. Like even if we are going to face any issue in external API management, we are going to create some scenarios. Like if suppose something got failed in between flow, technically how to survive from that, how to rectify those, where we need to monitor in build process automation, where we need to monitor in Cloud ALM, how to rectify those, how to sort the transformation mapping rules. Like you are going to have the transformation mapping rules. If you see here, these particular transformations are there in a JSON format. We are going to cover in depth like how this transformation mapping is going to happen. If your particular customer is having a kind of requirement, like I need to propagate this particular field from Cloud ALM to particular Jira or Azure DevOps, which is not propagating by default with the given transformation mapping by SAP, how to do those customizations, all these things we are going to cover during our training session. So if you see here, it loaded. So build process automation flow diagram, what we use it for this one. Yeah, so initially event got triggered and it will send mail to the particular owner, and from there it is going to create a requirement approval. If you are going to reject, it will reject, and while rejecting, it is going to use the update operation. And this update operation is the patch operation, which is going to capture via the SAP Business Accelerator Hub. So if you are going to reject, and how that particular reject is going to hit the Business Accelerator Hub APIs of Cloud ALM and send back status to the Cloud ALM. All these things we are going to show. This is how this particular sample diagram which we showed now. So we are going to cover in depth how it is going to work end to end. That is how the external API management concept is going to work. And coming to Cloud ALM operations. So as you know, so operations is one of the portfolio via the Cloud ALM, where we are going to cover all these standard KPIs, key performance indicators, which are providing via the Cloud ALM by SAP. Like we will cover the business process monitoring, integration exception monitoring, real user monitoring, and jobs and automation monitoring, configuration security analysis, health monitoring. All these things we are going to cover. Parallelly, we are going to cover how the alert and notification management is going to work. From there, how you can enable those and receive an alerts to email and MS Teams and ServiceNow. We are going to cover those. Along with those, some of the AI use cases are also there. Like right now, I think so many of you, maybe if you have an exposure to work on operations one on a high level, you are able to integrate and see how it is going to work. But recently, SAP has some AI features also embedded into the Cloud ALM to provide a solving tips for the alerts which they raised if any disturbance existed in the system. And we also have the another AI use case called change point detection. Let us consider if your system is presently working and you are in out of business hours, but presently due to some month end load, some load is there, and it rapidly got increased that load into the system, and system behavior got changed abruptly, in a fraction of seconds. So how we can detect those, and how using AI use cases in Cloud ALM, how the particular change point detection is going to help. All these things I'm going to cover in the operations section. So let me show you, like this is how the MS Teams integration someone asked. So we are going to show you these integrations also in the training sessions, how to do these integrations while using webhook and message mapping transformations. And we are going to cover this MS Team integration both from the operations perspective and from the implementation perspective also. Like if you see here, Cloud ALM templates and health monitoring ones. So it is going to give you an alerts on all this stuff. If you click on open alert, it is going to open that alert directly in the Cloud ALM screen. So it will give you a overview adaptive card like this to your MS Teams channels, and it will send emails also. Like normally it will send an yes.
It's Hemant here. Regarding
Yes.
the monitoring specific area.
Uh-huh.
So do we have any standard template, or SAP is already providing the standard template in which we can understand, analyze the number of the series which they have set the APIs area, like licensing and hardware sizing and any other back RFC, background jobs, everything they are monitoring.
Yeah.
This is the standard area.
But
When we connect to the system in the monitoring area, so this setup automatically will happen on the monitoring side. So do we have any
Yes.
customization area here in the monitoring in technical side, which we can showcase to the client?
Apart from standard KPIs, like standard KPIs are the ones which going to cover end-to-end capabilities, and they're going to cover almost 99% features what are available. But you can do customization on top of events. Like let us consider once an alert got raised, how what are all the alerts you need to receive via the notification management. On that you can do the customization, not on the KPIs. Those are the only standard KPIs which are available by Cloud ALM right now.
So
Okay.
standard KPIs only are there only, and we cannot go beyond that. Right? Like earlier in Solution Manager, as we know,
That is templates. That is what. That is template.
Yeah, that is the template.
Template.
So here we don't have any template,
templates
right?
That is what. In a solution manager, SAP, while they are dealing with solution manager, they given chance to the customers to design the templates. So SAP already have an awareness of how the customers are designing the templates. So considering those criteria, SAP developed already all the KPIs based on the business data by covering all the possibilities, what kind of a data existed and what kind of a data customer is interested to monitor. By covering all those scenarios, SAP provided all those KPIs. There is no, I don't think so, like around 40 customers are implemented Cloud ALM so far. So I didn't see a customer where they, not satisfied with the KPIs, where they're not getting the alerts what they are required, which is not there in Cloud ALM. So it is 100% is going to cover all the KPIs. So see,
So,
yes.
Shiva, the question here is like, can we have any template, that the customer wanted instead using the standard one? Can we have our own templates? It's what we do in the Solman.
No, it is not. There is no such feasibility here.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but they are going to cover all the capabilities. Like there is no such kind of a requirement. Requirement comes into picture if something is not there, right? If it is already there, why you need to do the customization? That is what I'm saying. Okay.
Got it.
And but the question what you ask, like we can do via the SAC integration. Like if you want to build a custom templates via the SAC integration, you can build a kind of a user stories in the form of a custom templates to do that. Again, even in a more optimized way, you can get via the Cloud ALM itself only, instead of doing that customization. Okay. So if you see the health monitoring one, if I will show you. Yeah, if I click on show you this. See, these many metrics are there, like where it will cover on each and every portfolio at hard OS level, at CPU, like at 3 layers. At application layer, it is going to cover. Database layer, it is going to cover. At OS layer, it is going to cover with the hardware metrics at host level and virtual memory related. Each and everything it is going to cover, where you will see each and every scenario, and events also you can enable for that one. Like if you see, like these many events are there. See, these many metrics and events are there, and for every metric there is an event to send an email alert. So most of 99% capabilities are going to cover via this standard metrics. And yeah, so if you see email notifications, you are going to get in this way. So Cloud ALM send approval for requirement, and any errors are there, it is going to send to mail. And even in the teams also, you'll get this kind of a notifications, like ALM operations, particularly if any particular job got failed, any certificates. Like most of the people going to face an issues with the certificates, right? So you can get an alerts like 30 days prior to the certificate expiry, 15 days prior to, like 30 days prior is the average priority, and medium high level priority if it is a certificate is going to expire within 3 days. Like that, you can set a priority levels and you can take action accordingly. Like that, you can do the configurations on the health monitoring part. So in the operations part, along with these ones, I'm going to cover these AI use cases also. Right now, these are the two AI use cases which are embedded in Cloud ALM. I'm going to show you in the training sessions, like how the solving tips for errors is going to help, and change point detection is going to help in observing systems behavior. So, and if you want to more about what we are going to cover and how the agenda is, like we already have a previous workshop where we created a scenarios and we showcased also. You can go through those YouTube videos, like where Ankit will provide you those. And coming to the next one,
Shiva,
and we are
sorry
going.
to ask one thing. Like, still the diagnostic agent plays a role to connect all the web system to Cloud ALM, or different approach?
No. See, diagnostic agent is the one which act as a agent to the solution manager, and that one, and those are on-prem solutions. So here there is no such kind of a agentic solution. Here we are going to use a concept of APIs to send a data on a free interval basis. Okay, there is no concept of diagnostic agents or something. It's a altogether is a public solution, right? It's not an on-prem solution. So integration concept and working behavior altogether is different. Okay.
API, how to connect API? Like, is there any integration we need to do for BTP to connect with our on-prem solutions?
Yes,
Like, I
yes.
have a,
We have to do those. Yes, yes. But that is what during the training sessions we are going to cover those. How we are going to do. If you are going to showcase now, like it is kind of something. Okay. So yeah, we are
Shiva,
going to cover. Yes.
Yeah, one question. Sorry. On health monitoring, can we filter metrics if the customer wants to filter what to send, what to not? Is it possible?
Yes. Yes, we can do. We can do filtering on the metrics level. If let us consider, if your customer is having different set of teams like integration soup team, basis team, ABAP team, or functional SD team. So if the respective functional people only needs to receive the respective alerts and events, you can do that separation at the event level to which people this particular events needs to send, to which people it is not supposed to send, on which cases it needs to send. If let us consider, if your
No.
customer is having business.
My question is like, whatever the health monitoring is pushing a metrics to the system, like
Mhm.
a web
Mm.
system perspective. If customer want
Mm.
to specific to see like only certain things wants to monitor, because they don't want to push like a lot of metrics in
Entire
the
data.
system, because eventually it
Yes, they
consume a
can
lot
do
of
that.
storage, right? Can do that.
They can do that from manager systems while doing ALM integration. Like I'm into some manager system setup, I'm going to show you. Like normally, I will show you. By default, these are all the metrics, right? Business process, integration, exception monitoring, real user, all these metrics are there. If let us consider, if your customer is only interested to send only health monitoring data to Cloud ALM from that particular backend system, you can do that, enablement only to the health monitoring from the backend manager systems also. You can do that filtering.
But even health monitoring wanna restrict metrics,
In like
because we have
on the
seen the
KPI
job.
level, you're
It
going to
is yes. I'm
Hmm.
talking about like whatever the metrics KPI we are sending the job, because in ALM setup, it is not telling anything what to. It's just schedule a job and periodic job and pushing a data, right? That's so where exactly can we filter? Because customer is saying like there are a lot of noise in the system. We don't want to publish everything on Cloud ALM, right?
That you can do. You can do that. Yes. You can do that from the manager system while doing the Cloud ALM setup integration. You have some options. See, while you're doing configuration, going to ask, boss, you are doing the ALM integration, and these are the standard KPIs we are offering to send data to the Cloud ALM. Are you interested to all the KPIs to send data or only particular selected KPIs? So during that particular configuration, you need to opt, okay, inside health monitoring, this is what I needed. Or if suppose inside job and automation monitoring, this is what the data only I'm interested to send to Cloud LM to monitor. Like that, you can do that filtering, where when I'm going to do that integration setup, I'm going to cover that. Okay.
Also, like
We can do
Shiva,
that filtering.
sorry. Also in SAP, it's like there is a open SAP node where this is a pull mechanism, right? It's there is no such a connection initiated by Cloud LM to the backend system, right? All the data is supplied by the system push mechanism, right? It's all the data is coming from SAP to Cloud LM. What if the job is somehow heartbeat, like how system checks? If system don't receive data for X amount of time, then Cloud LM will assume that a system is offline, because that OSS message SAP says like, okay, we are working on it. And after 1 year, we see a same OSS message that they are
See,
still working on it. So how
I
heartbeat
got
monitoring works? Yeah.
I got your question. So you are asking kind of a, kind of a in-depth technical ones, which we are going to cover. So this is a kind of a workshop. Like you are saying like push and pull based mechanism during our training
No,
workshop,
no.
we are going
My
to
question
cover.
is, my question is simple like that. It is still there. That issue is like the open issue where the heartbeat monitoring is still not there, right? I mean to say, that is my question.
Sorry,
If
can you repeat again?
if the job right now, if system something went wrong and the job like set to schedule or it's not receiving any metrics, Cloud LM. So how Cloud LM will assume that the system is down, or how will react? I mean to say.
For that, SAP provided one solution. Like SAP Cloud ALM is an application to monitor all these things, right? But using Cloud ALM itself, you can monitor Cloud ALM. Okay, by the health monitoring one. So using that concept, we are going to schedule alerts. Like let us consider on the request what you asked. Let us consider I integrated one S4 system to the Cloud ALM. Let us consider in between midnight, that particular integration got failed, and I didn't receive particular scheduled data from backend system to the Cloud ALM. So during that time, I am unable to see the real-time updates on the monitoring data at the Cloud ALM level, right? So during that time, what SAP provided a solution like SAP. If you see SAP Cloud ALM is a solution where you can integrate inside SAP Cloud ALM itself to monitor that. If let us consider if I integrated S4 system and scheduling of the jobs happening on recursive interval basis, if any particular job got failed and that particular manager system is not receiving to Cloud ALM, then Cloud ALM will send a mail to the owner of that particular system, to whomsoever you maintain the email or the team's communication channel. They will receive an email saying that, boss, due to this particular status, I'm not getting the data. Could you please take care of that one? Either the system went down, so during that time, Cloud ALM didn't get the data, maybe due to some AP related issues or token issues or someone changed the service key. There's so many possibilities. So if you see here, data collection status. So this is the place where it is going to show you how, sorry. How frequently it is sending, is there any failures of that. On top of this, you can enable the metrics here. Okay, on top of this, you can enable the metrics. Okay, this is how you can survive those situations. Okay,
But it's still not the case. It's still not the case that Cloud ALM cannot say that system is down. Could be XYZ reason, right? You just said that, right?
Cloud ALM will
Because
say, which is the heartbeat
Mhm.
one. No, Cloud ALM is a
Heartbeat.
concept of heartbeat. So
Mhm.
in the health monitoring, if you see,
Because remember in Solution Manager was a ping service, right? Was constantly pinging the a ping fails, assume that
here
system is
more
not
optimized
reachable.
one are there. Here more optimized things are there than the ping ones. Like similarly, how ping is there, here it is going to check the heartbeat at the system level, even at the instance level also. If let us consider if your system of the production is having multiple SM51 instances, like around 10 additional application servers. So in between, if you want to get the status of each and every instance status, you can get, if you see system heartbeat is there, where you will get system that one, and you have the instance level heartbeat is also there. If you see another one, system not responding, you have different set of metrics are there. If you try to explore those, then you will get an idea whether those are existed or not. Those are already there. Okay, where it is going to say status, like if your dispatcher send to yellow status, then it will send an email to you saying that your dispatcher went on load, so it is in turn into yellow mode, could you please take care of that. If you want to use a build process kind of an automation task, it will automatically trigger those SAP control commands at your OS level to start those threads, and it will send back mail saying that whether it's stopped or in between any process they face at that workflow. All such kind of an automation is already existed. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sure. My name is Mahesh. I have one quick question. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever the monitoring, this health monitoring or application monitoring that we are doing at application level, right? For example, integration, stored message monitoring, all these things. So my question is like, do we have any option that we can monitor at sub account level? For example, like the usage, the cost consumption of a sub account, or else like for example, I have one sub account there. We create a service keys, right? Like instead of user ID password, we create certificates. So whether that certificate comes with 1 year validity, so how are we able to like alert notifications?
Service is there on BTP.
Yes, that actually
alert
show
notification
right
service
now.
will
SAP Alert Notification Service is the concept where you can do inside the SAP BTP sub account and these levels. But right now, SAP Cloud ALM is fully concentrated to have the kind of a monitoring solution for the SAP solutions. SAP sub account is not a SAP solution, right? It's a kind of a administration environment, right? So, but in future, in roadmap, it is there where instead of using alert notification service for your sub accounts, you can monitor via the Cloud ALM itself. Right now, how it is, Cloud Connector is there. Like let me show you if Cloud Connector is existing. If I show you, if you see Cloud
we
Connector
can
is there,
connect cloud connector, right? So and
we can
monitor cloud
we
connector
already connected the
logs.
Cloud Connector also. If you see
To the
availability checks and seems Cloud Connector cannot be reached, written down. Seems some issue to Cloud Connector. Let me show you here. Yeah, if the Cloud Connector, if you see here, ping time, sub account connection failures, and even expiring certificates, all these things you can get from the cloud connector.
Okay.
Similarly, in future for the sub accounts also, SAP is going to provide the kind of a KPIs. Right now it is not there. Via the alert notification service you can achieve those, but in future
Yes.
SAP is going to integrate these things with the cloud ALM also. Okay.
Okay, I understand this. Thanks for this expiring certificate. So, you
Okay.
mean to say like other team members also like are you guys saying that alert notification service is the one that can monitor the certificate created at sub account level for authentication? Is my understanding correct?
Not only for
Yes,
certificates, like whatever administration tasks you
everything.
want
Yeah.
to do.
Okay, okay, sure,
Okay,
sure.
not
User
only for
Got it, got it.
creation,
certificates,
role assignment,
everything.
application deployment, application crashing, stopping, starting, everything what happens at sub account level as an event can be looked at by alert notification service and can deliver the events to any channel or create a service now ticket and all, everything it can do.
Okay.
Thank you, Ankit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Shiva.
yeah. So coming to cloud ALM and open telemetry concept. So SAP Cloud ALM API concept we are going to cover end to end, right from how OAuth token call is going to happen. We are going to cover two clients. Postman we are going to cover, and we are going to cover api.sap.com also, how that particular API call is going to work, how OAuth token is going to call, and how OAuth token request is going to fetch. If in between token got error, how to rectify that, where the exact issue is, like end to end, debugging on the token level we are going to cover during SAP Cloud ALM API concept, and how you can do the activities what you're doing directly at the UI level, you can directly do via the API concepts also using different external tools. Either it can be SAP or non-SAP tools. Like we are going to cover that SAP Cloud LM API one using REST and OData protocols. And coming to open telemetry, like normally in a real-time environments, we have like nowadays customers are focusing on the clean core concept, right? Where instead of doing the customizations in the central ECC or S4 core, they are using the custom built applications as a part of side-by-side extensibility, like building a custom PaaS applications, right? So using the business application studio, SAP build code, so different set of environments they're using to develop those. So if you want to monitor those users load on the particular custom applications, then open telemetry is the concept where it provides a data collection infrastructure, and we are going to use that infrastructure, and we are going to embed that data collection infrastructure to that code which developed by that cap or wrap team, and we are going to use one kind of a repository shipment based channel, RSBC. Via the channel we are going to pull the data collection infrastructure to that custom application, and from there cloud ALM is going to pull the data to the cloud ALM to get those metrics, kind of a real user monitoring data on the particular PaaS application, how many business users are logging, how the load is, if any much load is there, how whether to involve app router or not. So involving app router, how the load is, how the dispatching is happening. On all the hardware level metrics and real user monitoring load metrics, you can monitor via the open telemetry one. So we'll cover that one, the open telemetry part also. So that is the open telemetry one. And the last one is like we are also going to cover the end-to-end on the business transformation center capability. So it's a cloud-based solution embedded in SAP Cloud ALM itself, and the purpose is to help companies to plan, analyze, and execute the transformations, which is a kind of a selective data transmission. So it supports selective data transmission, or we call it as a lean data transmission, which is a mix and match. And like in that BTC, you can do a scope definition, data profiling, digital blueprints creation, transformations, and all these things we are going to show in real time demo. Let me show you a kind of a one scenario, like
You
where
mean
even for
hybrid
the BTC
solution?
concept also we have the good data to showcase you. Let me show you, like normally so many people have the doubt, right? Like normally if you're going to have the customer having transformation project, how initially from the sales team, like initially how we are deciding based on the customer data, how we are selecting whether the customer needs to do the brown field, blue field, or a kind of a green field, how we are selecting. So via the cloud ALM, if you see, you can do that transformation approach, like which one is supportable to your customer. Let me show you. Yeah, if you see, find transformation approach is one of the capability via the transformation portfolio in cloud ALM they're providing. If you see here, just to showcase your demo, we are going to, sorry. Yeah, see, here I just showed you how. So if you see in the screen, so we are going to get some data from the ECC, which I'm going to show you in the training scenarios. So just to show you, like we have all the data. So if you see, we get some data from the source ECC system with the readiness check and the data profiling. And from there, we are going to use some approaches in the Cloud ALM using this BTC. Based on the customer source data, it will tell which kind of a approach is best suitable for that particular customer data. If you see here, best scenario fit with the selective data transmission is 67%. System conversion is a brownfield one, is a 5% customer fit, and 28% for the new implementation. If you consider S4 HANA Cloud instead of considering S4 Rise with SAP or S4 on-premises solution. So how we are going to get via this transformation approach, we are going to have end-to-end discussion using the data. So yeah, so this is how the transformation approach as an initial stage, and we are going to cover each and every tile in the transformation center, how it is going to work, and which transformation approach based on the customer data we need to opt. Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you in the middle.
Yeah.
You have trained about the business transformation, right? Right. If the existing landscape across is in the RISE for HANA only, so in the all the systems are connected for S4 the Cloud ALM. So in that also we can suggest a transformation in the new era.
See,
like how we suggest to the client to make the business. To be frank.
See, if that is the case, let us consider if you have a customer saying that they have the huge business data from the last 50 years, and they have the requirement, like they have two requirements saying that presently they're in ECC, where ECC is going to going to end by 2030, so they need to move to S4 as SAP suggested. And they have another requirement saying that they have the used central ECC database, and they are not interested of the past 30 years data, only they are interested for the last 20 years data. So during that time, what they have to do in order to reduce the database footprint, they have to opt for selective data transmission, which means while doing the conversion itself, they are going to do the selection on the company code level, where the particular company code data is going to have the last 20 years data only. So we are going to use this BTC capability to select that particular time slice data, saying that from last 20 years data only we are going to pick, and using this business transformation center capability, we are going to send to the target system of S4. Okay.
Shiva, just one quick question. Yeah. So regarding this monitoring, right? You said you have worked on multiple customers. So like, what's the capacity? Like, how much can we scale up? Like for complex landscapes where they have multiple productive instances and BTP apps, cloud services, applications, etc. How many systems can we connect? Like, so
N number
how
of
do we do
systems.
that? Yeah, I know
There is
a
no
number of
limitation.
systems. Yeah. But how do you do the sizing? Like, because there's a limited capacity of 8 GB of memory in Cloud ALM,
See,
and there is no storage as such, right?
no. By default, SAP is going to provide 8 GB for your tenant, right? So you're going to maintain a housekeeping rules for that. Like let us consider you integrated your product to tenant. So what you're going to do, let us consider this is the first financial year where you enable the Cloud ALM tenant. So initially 8 GB is going to be there. So you will ask your customer saying that initially you have the 8 GB of tenant. So what is the retention period as per your audit you want to maintain of those production logs? Whatever the metrics you are sending. So you are going to have the application housekeeping settings, where how many days and how many months and how many years you want to retain. Let us consider your customer said last 30 days data retain is fine enough. Then you can maintain that particular number in the application settings as under housekeeping portfolio in Cloud ALM to maintain that. Okay, only last 30 days monitoring log data you have to maintain. So you will monitor for 1 year how the production monitoring data is getting retained and how memory is leveling. So if if you consider more than 8 GB data is using that one, then what you have to do is like you need to raise a request to them to increase that space, or you have another concept called document management service, DMS, where you can integrate to that one and you can store logs to that one also. Okay. During
Okay.
operations part, I'm going to cover you that housekeeping section, like how to retain those logs, how many days where you need to maintain those settings, all this stuff we are going to cover. That is one of the scenario where, but recently so many customers are asking as a best practices how to maintain and where we need to maintain those, and if you want to integrate with the DMS, how to do that. All these things so many people are asking. We are going to cover housekeeping section in the operations portfolio during the training. Okay, how to maintain those settings and all this stuff.
Shiva,
Okay.
can you hear me? Shiva, this is
Yes.
Mustafa. Can you hear me?
So guys,
Yes.
Yeah.
can we
Okay.
finish the topics and then you take questions? Because we
Yeah.
have sessions also, like I have BTP admin security sessions at 8. Next 20 minutes, he also have ALM sessions.
Okay.
So if we let him
Okay.
finish and then
So
we can ask just 10-minute questions we can ask. Let's finish at least topics,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so
please.
just want to show you
Allow.
the BTC concept again. So we are going to cover this digital blueprint creation and how to do the selective company codes and do the system scanning and selective transformation objects. All these things we are going to cover from the BTC part. So yeah, so this
Can you
is
cover something on
so
Tricentis part and event mesh as well?
yes,
Because we are doing
yes,
those two integrations as well.
yes. Tricentis I will cover. So
Maybe just give
Tricentis is
5
the
minutes
one.
of time then.
Yes, yes. So if you see here, Tricentis is also we have the license. So if you see setup Tricentis, so if you see, we already entitled to Tricentis test automation tool and integrated with the Cloud ALM. So just want to showcase your scenario how it is going to work. So let me open test preparations, and if I go to automated ones, if I click on something like test basic automation or something like this. So if you see here, when I click on this test basic automation, so we have the license version for the Tricentis also, like it's a enterprise license edition. So we are going to cover end to end on the Tricentis, like how to integrate with the Cloud ALM, how to create a sample test cases on this one by covering all the features, whatever there in Tricentis, like how to log in to the systems and how to access those T codes and how to use those screens to do the testing in the real-time projects as a part of automation testing, all these things. So let it open. It is opening. So we are going to deal with agents also. Like if you see, these are all the test cases we have, and this is the Tricentis home section where we are currently working for some of the training session people. And if you see, these are all the test cases we have where we already delivering to the present training batches. Uh, and playlists we have, and inventory is the one where particular modules are the ones where we are going to do the screen recordings and how to do this. All these things we are going to show you, and just want to show you how it is going to work. If I try to click on test execution, and let me see whether that agent is alive. Yes, agent is live. So let me, so if I click on, yeah, if you see, let me, it's a previous case. Like if you see, when I click on open execution log, it is going to show you how that log is going to execute. What are the steps it's done? Like it's a sample one, like how to log in SAP login and agent info and logs. It's going to show logs also. Even if you want to get advanced logs, you can get advanced logs also. And it is going to have the recording. Right now we didn't enable that one. So we are going to have the logs and attachments also. Like if suppose if you have any failure cases, like let us consider if you have a failure case, if I open a failure case to you, let me show you how the failure case is going to be. So it is going to provide a recording of that one, like what is the failure. So if you see agent info, it is going to show, and it's going to show those logs, what is that exact issue, and recording also it is going to have like exactly where that exact issue is. Like it is going to cover a demo on how it is going. Like it's a kind of a recording also it is going to show, and kind of an attachment it is going to provide. Like if I try to click on again click on execute, when I start new test case, what it will happen is like in this RDP, that agent I already started. If you see, testing is in progress. Using this computer could interface with this automation, which means some testing that testing got triggered. If you see, I didn't open GUI, it automatically opened, and it opened the GUI and given those password and clicked on execute and given RZ11 and it clicked on open and clicked on back. So this is just demo case scenario which I showcased you. I mean to say I just recreated scenario. Now if I try to refresh it, it failed due to I interrupted in between. So that's why. So that is how it is going to work. So we are going to create a scenarios of failed cases also, like what are the possibilities of failed cases, how it is going to work. All these things I'm going to show you. Now I showed you on past case and on failed case also, like I interrupted in between that agent. So that's why it failed state. So it is going to show all the stuff like why it got failed and what is the issue. Everything is going to show. So like that is how the Tricentis automation is going to work. We are going to cover around 6 test cases on covering all the possibilities in a real-time environment to survive during the test case creations. And we are going to show those in the training sessions. So this is how the test automation is going to work. And yeah, so that is what we come. So these are all the
Yeah,
advanced
Shiva,
topics
you
we are
can go
going
to
to cover
next.
along with
We have less time, so maybe you can go to event mesh.
event messages, which I already covered in the operations part, which I showed. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, that is what for today's agenda. So we are going to cover end-to-end normal operations, implementations, transformation, service capabilities. Along with that, these advanced scenarios also we are going to cover for the cloud ALM. Yeah. So
Okay, Shiva.
that
So
is
you're
about
done with your
today's
side,
agenda.
right? We
Yes,
mostly
yes,
cover
yes,
quick
we
view
covered all.
across all.
Yes.
Shiva, but nothing covered from the security perspective. Is there anything different, or it's just a plain user administration is there for Cloud ALM?
Deepika will cover that.
Security
So generally that happens through BTP, right? So initially, okay. So maybe I'll just quickly help you. We generally decide we planned session for 44 or 4 hour, but which includes BTP basics also for 5 hours. Okay, but the batch last batch itself, people were so awesome. We went at 55 hours for the completion training. So but we tried making everything happen. Whatever they were looking for, these were good audience. They were quite experienced guys. So we not stop that where I have said we'll deliver 40 hour of training and we'll finish it. No, we went 15 hours extra actually to deliver it best. Okay, as per what they were looking for. Okay, so security part will also be covered where how to manage the role collections and all. How to create custom role collections as per the business profiles for technical user, developer, functionals, and end user, right? Whoever should be accessing that we cover already. Don't worry. Yeah. How the trust is configured with OpenID and all, in user setup in IAS. That is all we cover.
Sure, sure. Okay. Got it. Yeah.
Hi, Ankit. What is the session do we have? You are mentioning some BTP session, just similar to the Cloud ALM, what we had now.
Actually, that is paid training program. Right now, we are running all these batches parallelly in evening. Okay, these all classes are going on for current batch, and we have next batches planned for all these trainings like analytics, cloud planning, BTP admin security, cloud ALM, identity access governance, BTP integration suite, BTP solution architect, data sphere, HANA cloud administration, build process automation, CAP, wrap, all of it, and
Okay,
like AI and all. Okay.
quick question, Ankit. What about the Joule? Is it going to cover all
Yes,
the
so
SAP
see,
Cloud
Joule is planned
applications?
from January 26.
Okay.
Like
So
4th January, we have a fresh batch for Joule.
okay, so it has the integration with all SAP Cloud applications, including SuccessFactor, Ariba, DataSphere,
We'll
and
see that time
other
how many
products.
systems we have. That depends upon availability of system that time.
Correct. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Ankit.
Yeah, and then LeanIX separate course we have, and as we already told you that we have all the training like systems with us like DataSphere, SAC, Signavio, LeanIX, Tricentis, Azure DevOps, all of it. Okay. So all the generally trainings we run, we have license system access for them if needed. Generally
So
BTP
it's
admin
each
security,
day
we don't need.
each day 1 hour.
No, it's 3 hours Saturday, 3 hours Sunday. Evening 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., which is morning. In for US people, it is morning 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
Would be
CST
3
or
hours,
9:30.
right?
3 hours Saturday, 3 hours Sunday, no sessions on weekdays because we all are working professional. Even Shiva, he's also BTP solution architect, BTP admin security guy, again, cloud ALM expert, and like other trainers. Like if you look at integration suite or data analytics, data sphere, and all, none of our trainers are less than solution architect. And along with that, they have mastery in their domain. Like Shiva, you see, he can talk build process automation also. He can talk LeanIX also. He can talk cloud ALM also. He can talk across cloud. So whatever trainers we have, even I'm also BTP solution architect and BTP admin security architect, along with quite understanding all other areas of BTP. So similarly, all our trainers are like this, who are master in one or two domain of it, and then architect across all technologies, so that they can make you the landscape understanding better. They can really create a right image in your mind to be able to understand the data flow between the integrations between systems. So that's how we deliver the training. So maybe would like to help you. So see, this is security training. Yeah.
Is there any
Reviews.
possibility to have those sessions on weekend morning India time instead of evening, or I mean, is there any parallel job in
The
morning
problem
time
is
as
for
well?
European people, it's issue because it's midnight for them. But generally, evening timing works for across all the regions. Maybe a bit tough for Australian people, but they still manage because it's weekend evening. But people are not able to wake up early, so we don't have sessions on weekdays morning. Yeah, only one BTP solution architect we run in a morning. So otherwise, rest all sessions we do in evening only. So these all are training curriculums. Let's say if I talk about cloud ALM training curriculum, right? So we are covering all these integrations. We start with BTP introduction, where how to set up it, how to get it on BTP, then setting up, IAS user role, right? Introduction to cloud ALM, then administration part of cloud ALM, then integration of all of these tools, depending upon scenario, then operations, then implementations, part one, part two, business transformation center, then for services, right? Similarly, if you look at maybe BTP solution architect training, where it is BTP solution architect. Yeah, it is covering across BTP everything, right? Starting with introduction, then different roles, then build work zone, development with CAP, RAP, data analytics, in which data sphere, SAC, HANA Cloud, BDC, and then integration, CPI, API management, event mesh, all of it on architecting level. Then BTP DevOps, all CI/CD, CTMS service, and Bash, Git integration on all of them, setting up centralized DevOps landscape, and then automating like build process automation, or then build apps. Signavio also we are covering in like solution architect training. Otherwise, we have a special training only for Signavio. So solution architect training covers everything. If I show you this slide, so solution architect training covers everything on an architecting level. Otherwise, we have separate course which goes 50-hour, 45-hour, or 40-hour long, depending upon how big they are. Okay.
Ankit, I want to learn also security, IS, IPS, and IG. This combination
Yeah, it's
for
there.
those.
So see, BTP security, IS, IPS, even custom application security. When our discussion would not be limited to BTP, but we'll look at the IAM of across clouds. When I say like how to set up SSO and using IPS, multi-factor authentication, risk-based authentication, federated authorization, real-time provisioning, source target provisioning, proxy provisioning, setting up logons for social IDs, ID providers. Let's say you want to set up for Twitter login and all for some of the BT, some of the customer level of applications. So it's a in-depth training. So none of the trainings what we deliver is mediocre ones. Okay, we do it properly. Otherwise, we don't do. But what we do best.
Ankit, this 3-hour training, does it have a break? 3 hours
We'll
session.
have a 10 minutes of break in between. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other
Ankit,
questions, guys?
Yeah, Ankit, this is Mustafa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, regarding the cloud ALM, are we gonna cover some till like the cloud? I mean, regarding the S4 HANA public cloud, maybe from the CVC point of view, how to connect to those, best practices or what they are called,
Shiva, would you like to take these questions? This one.
Yeah. So yes, Mustafa, like actually we are going to cover a cloud solution like SAP SAC and DataSphere, but actually
DataSphere.
we don't have that S4HANA cloud license version. So yeah, we are going to give you a knowledgeable idea on how it is going to work and how CBC integration is going to work. But in a practical way, it is not there, but in the form of a knowledgeable way, which you can able to do in your real-time environment. In such a way, we are going to deliver it. But yeah, practically, we are going to cover operations integration in such a way that it covers solutions in a private mode or in on-prem mode and in a public mode. So we are going to cover all these like SAC, DWC, Event Mesh, S4 on-prem version, Cloud Connector, and different set of solutions where it is going to cover all the possibilities where people can able to survive in their real-time projects. In such a way, we are going to cover those topics. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shiva. Thank you.
Guys, if you are what you are right now, what you can do if you want to plan, you may take a screenshot for this. We have combo courses as well, where even some people are learning from last 2 years with me. They have finished, I guess, 13, 14 courses out of 17 courses on BTP. Okay, so they are really upskilling themselves and they are really using it in their real-time environments. So we'll enable for that. And that's why if you look at our reviews for the sessions, I can show you 500 like this. Okay, and out of that, maybe 10, 15 would be 4-star, otherwise all of them are 5-star. Or I see, I can open you DataSphere and SAC planning trainings. See, I can open integration suite.
Ankit,
Everything.
regarding the combo kind of courses, if you want to take, so the fee structure will be the different for that?
Yes. If you have multiple courses you're taking, then it will be having discounts. So if you're looking for trainings, I know you guys are connected with WhatsApp. And if not, I can ping you the phone number. You can reach out to our WhatsApp and you can submit your inquiries. Team will share all details with you. So you can use this number for WhatsApp.
We all are looking for the combo courses here.
Hello,
Sorry?
Ankit? Yeah, I was asking that we have these courses will be running on daily basis or only in weekends?
No, only on weekends. Only on weekends. We all are working professionals, so we cannot deliver any trainings on weekdays.
So Saturday,
only
Sunday, both the days, right?
Saturday, Sunday, both the days, 3 hours Saturday, 3 hours Sunday. If it is a corporate training, definitely we discuss, we see if we have time from our projects, then we even can deliver corporate trainings, but in weekdays also, but not public sessions only runs on weekend.
Oh, so I did not get corporate training. You mean that
Corporate
direct
training means
request from
sometimes,
employer?
let's say TCS reach out to us and they are looking for a training for their employees, or Wipro looking for training for their set of employees for 20 people. So we conduct like, and those are corporate training, but then that doesn't happen much because we all are working professionals, so may not be free. But yeah, on request basis, if we have time, we can get 2 weeks of time and try finishing it in weekdays.
If he missed a
I did
week,
not understand.
if he missed a session, can he
Yeah,
get
every
a
session
recorded
gets recorded. Every session gets recorded within 3 hours. It will be uploaded in portal. You will get automatically an email notification. It is uploaded. We have documentation very well done. Okay.
Ankit also for hands-on also experience also there, na? Hands-on system also there.
Yes,
Na?
we will provide you system access as well.
How long it will be till training will be continuing?
Depends upon training. Generally for 45 days to 2 months.
Okay, so system will be available.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, thank you all. Bye.